And welcome back. You've made it to session 5. This is the Build a Character series. Session 5 is the flame, the desires, goals, and motivations. That sounds like a lot to pack in. Um, but it's very important. We have named our characters. We've talked about what they believe in. We talked about the web of people that are around them that make up their world. We even talked about the lie that they're carrying with them. Well, now we're going to talk about goals. Every character, particularly your main characters, have to have a goal in life. Life, I mean the book. They've got to have that. Now, what does that mean to have a goal? It is something that is actually tangible. But before we get into that, let's think about wants and needs. Take out your magical journal. And once again, you can take a look at that how to journals. If I'm talking about electronic or if I'm talking paper, it is up to you. Whatever you choose is whatever you choose. It'll work. But right now, I want you to write down the character's name, circle it, and put down everything this person wants in life. Do they want to be rich? No. Famous, happy, in love, out of debt. Same thing as not quite the same thing as rich, but you know, needs are we go to the simple things: food, shelter, safety, healthcare, um, and respect is a need. It's more than a want. These are things that make a human being sustain themselves, be able to live and be successful. None of that, what I've said, is a goal. But I need you to still take a moment and write down all of the wants, everything that this character may want. Now, we're not saying all of that's going to be in the book, but it's just a list of based on this person's value system, which, the beliefs that we've already done, and how they're connected, and even that lie. What is it that they most desire? What do they want? Take about 5 minutes and do that. And then after that, start writing down all the needs. What are the absolute things that they don't have it? Their life is changed, it's different. Put those down. Take 5 minutes on that exercise. If you need to, pause this video and go and do that. Write down the wants, fill up a whole page. I personally believe in dedicating the time and the space for each character. So this is our character build. This is his entire section. Everything that he wants is in one spot. And then I'll flip to a new page and I'll write down all the needs that he could potentially ever want. And then I just sit there and I marinate on it. I think about if a character wants to be rich, but right now they need safety. What kind of character is that? What's going on in their lives? It adds to the tension of the development of this character throughout the novel. And knowing what they really, really want out of life helps you keep that in your back pocket for stumbling blocks or decisions they have to make to get to this ultimate goal. Then once you've done that, I want you to look at that goal, those lists of needs and wants. And let's see if there's anything on there that actually is a goal. All right, so we've got that list. For it to be a goal, it has to be tangible, a real thing. To be rich, it's tangible, money in bank and those kind of things. It'd be easier if it is $100,000 that they need in a certain amount of time. Because a goal has a timetable. And if it doesn't have a timetable, then it's just a want, a desire, but it's not a goal. And then measurable. Like I can tell you if I have $5, I can tell you if I have $25,000, if I have $50,000 or $100,000. That's something I can measure. So if the character had to raise this type of money in a very short period of time, 30 days, 90 days, you can measure it along the way. I love having goals with time, ticking, timetables, because that's a time bomb, boys and girls. That's something that, in the back, especially if let's say you're writing romance and there's things happening and there's fun and games and people are running around. In the back of your mind, you know that character, no matter what else is going on, they've got a certain amount of time to accomplish this particular goal. If she's up for partnership and it's going to be decided in a month, well, we know that something's going to happen at the end of the month when this decision is made. So it's really, really great to look through that list of wants and needs and pick out something in there that once again is tangible. It is a real status, a real thing. What is not, if you have on your wants and desires to be in love, that's a nice thing. It's not actually a goal. Though you can kind of measure, am I fit, sorta. I'm mostly in love, maybe. Goals are cleanly measured. I'm 25% done. I'm 50% done. I'm 75% done. Kind of hard to say I'm 75% in love. Maybe you can. But those goals are harder when it's tangible. Your reader gets to go along with the character and they can measure, they can see how close they are, and it just adds to the tension. Retention is a thing that makes the readers change that page and keep going. Anything you can do is going to be phenomenal. So once again, if it's a goal as opposed to just a want or need, then it is tangible. It's got a timeline and you can measure how complete it is or incomplete. That's our goals. So now we're going to you to do a third writing assignment. Okay. You have your character. It is midnight. What is it that they want to accomplish more than anything, but they've never said it aloud? Just take a moment, take your character through, based on everything you know. What could that wish be? Now, if you don't know right now, that's fine. But put down your top three based on the things that you've already written. That's your starting point. Remember this, you're writing your novel is evolving, but this pre-work gets you a story. If your character is up for a partnership in a law firm, and that's what they want more than anything in this world because that's their measure of success, that is a want and a timeline. And you can, a title, becoming a partner, that is a thing, it's a tangible thing. Actually, make you sign little contracts when you become a partner in something. That's a tangible thing. A timeline, and you can measure how close, if there was a process for interviewing, or how close we are to it. You can measure that. I've done all the requirements, and now I'm just waiting for that final interview. That is a timeline that's measurable. We know how far we are into the process. That's the kind of thing I want you to think about. Goals are important. Every character must have them. But go deep for your protagonist, your antagonist, your main characters. But have a good notion of your secondary characters. That is layers, because people in the background may be helping or inadvertently hurting your main character get to their ultimate goal. And to know your secondary character's goals helps you write stories with mirror points or just triggers, because now you've got everything in your toolbox to work and get this done. If you're finding yourself stuck when you're writing, usually it's because there's not enough pre-work. I am a homework girly. I will do the exercise because all of this is going to unlock all those elements in my head, and I'm going to get a great story. I want you to. Once again, thank you for tuning in. This is Vanessa Riley. And if you like this video, tap that button. And if you want to keep up with this channel and get more content, just go ahead and subscribe. Once again, this is Vanessa Riley. Join me for the next session.